Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another great video here. This is a live recorded session of me trading, of course, the ES futures, okay? Now, this channel is all about futures trading, and what I trade in particular is the ES futures, okay? So it doesn't matter if you trade the micros, the E-minis, or you trade the currencies, or some means of commodity, okay, within the future markets. Doesn't really matter. Because the style way I trade is primarily around supply and demand. But one thing we have to fall in line and understand for sure is that when we are looking at these markets as smart traders, what is it that we're looking for? We need to stay in the same direction and move and take trades with the institutions, the big banks. That is the key to profiting and making money on a daily basis. You have to understand that, okay? Regardless of the strategy you use, it's ultimately all about what are the big banks doing, okay? So please, again, this is a live trading session. What I want to show you here, I'm over on finviz.com, and I just want to show you that we have actually, let's go back to the daily, okay? Let's go to the weekly. We have let's go to the daily, okay, let's drop down. We have broken the actual all-time yearly highs, okay? When I say that, I mean for the year 2023, and which I believe sat around, let me minimize this right quick and blow this up here on my 60 range. Please forgive me. Come on, load. Here we go. Right here. No, sorry about that. Go back. Here we go. Right here. The highs was at 42.43, okay, on the year 2023. But what I was trying to show you was that over on the FinViz, I just like to go to this chart sometimes, or this website, you know, if I'm trying to look out from a larger perspective to kind of get an overall view of, you know, just historically where the market's been at, but over the last few years. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is we actually have a, I believe a all-time high, okay, sitting at around, let's see here, around about 48.20, I believe it is, maybe a little, just slightly a little lower than that. That is the all-time high on here on the S&P 500, okay? So we are bullish, okay? That's what I'm trying to show you, that ultimately the markets are driving higher. So with that said, we should be looking for opportunities to go long, right? Well, yes, okay? On pullbacks, there's key areas. If you trade demand or supply, in this instance here, we're moving to the upside. We are very bullish. We're looking for demand areas, right? So we're looking for pullbacks in key areas or zones where there's aggressive buying at. Those are demand areas. But you know, me, I like to see what the first and foremost, number one step in my strategy is looking for a break of structure and then price pulling back to a key area of demand where that is aggressive buying. But that doesn't mean that we can't go short, okay? You know, a lot of people say, well, you're going short against the trend. Yes, if there is an actual setup that takes place to where I see, say for instance, the institutions are basically grabbing liquidity in a sense, you know, and then they want to turn the market around. Yes, I'm going to take that short, okay? If I see them sweeping in the area of liquidity, the market reversing and leaving behind in areas of imbalances from where it broke higher, okay, where it broke higher to grab liquidity or sweep areas of liquidity at the top end, and then it turns direction and starts pushing lower, then yes, I mean, you have to be able to understand what the big banks are trying to do, okay? That's the key. So as it stands, so far here in this year, 2023, we are in uncharted territory, okay? Because we've already made all-time new highs here, okay? You see that there. And looking at my 60 range chart, which is my higher time frame, you can see, look at it. We're breaking through the highs of the year into the overnight session. We broke up, okay? So we broke and made all-time new highs, and I was expecting that to happen, of course. We actually tested it right here. I think it was in yesterday's session. We tested the highs, pretty much tick to tick almost, okay? Went right back up there, rejected, boom, and then to the overnight session. Well, actually into the trade session, let's see. Yes, into the overnight session, we moved higher, okay? So that's what we're doing right now. So again, I would be looking for pullbacks, you know, to possible areas where there's demand at, and to maybe take the market, higher. Like here's an area of demand. Look at this aggressive buying right here. So if we were to take, say for instance, I'm gonna grab one of my colorful lines that I have here. So this here is an area of right here, demand, aggressive buying. We've got a break of structure here to the upside here, so I'm waiting to see what happens. Got a small little high volume area right here, but it's in this low volume area right here. Okay, we got a high volume node in between this low volume area, so got to be careful there because the market could move right through this area here. It likes to move from high volume areas down to another high volume area, so it could move fairly quick through this low volume area and push on down here. So okay, we're getting close to that area there. So if I get any kind of means of rejection there, I may take an entry. Just depends. What price is doing now, the market is filling in these imbalances on the way back down here. So I'm going to wait to see. There is an imbalance that was left behind once price pushed through this area, create this area of demand right here, and breaking structure right here. So let's wait and see. And if I get the opportunity, meaning a break of a candle in the opposite direction or rejection, I'll take the long entry is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's see what takes place here. I'm looking at my full range as well in this area where this red line is at. Just see if we're gonna get some rejection in that area. I'm not sure. It could push a little lower here, but we tested this area of demand right here already when it broke up and broke this area structure right here. So, okay, I'm just waiting to see what's going to take place here. Again, this is a low volume area. Looking at the 4 range chart here, we got a high volume node in between 2 high volume areas here. This one and this one here. So, price could reject this area and push back up to here around the 61, 62 area, which will put us in this zone or put us in this area right here off the 12 range chart. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. Price is kind of forming some area of rejection right here, or some means of rejection off the 4 range. So I'm looking at my 12 range. I'm looking at my 4 range chart here. The market is testing a small area of demand right below it. All right, so we are rejecting right now. You can see off the 4 range, the price pushed up pretty quick here. So it pushed through this zone, this area right here, kind of rejecting it. It didn't close below it. So, but it also tested this little small area of demand down here at the bottom, but right below it. So another area of demand, aggressive buying, small imbalance right there in between the top end of this candle here, the red candle, and the bottom of this green candle right here. So I'm waiting to see what the market's going to do here. I probably should have already been long here, but I'm going to hold tight to see if it's going to pull back. What's it going to try to do? All right, so I'm long here. Hopefully we get filled on a second contract. Not sure if I will or not. I'm not getting filled on the second contract. Maybe to come back and grab that second contract for me. Get a pullback. We'll see. Like it's pushing higher. Come on. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to fill my second order or not. Okay, come on back. All right. Maybe it will. Fill this contract right here and then give me a boost up. Let's see. But it did come back down to this demand area right here. It's not filling that second order there. It's tapping this, trying to tap this imbalance right here and fill it. So I might take out there right here. Won't give me much, maybe 2.5 points right there on this first trade, but that's okay. Hopefully it feels that little imbalance right there at 28.5. I wanted to pull back to my second contract first, but a lot of people ask me, how do I enter my orders? I do limit orders. If I'm going long, most times I do buy bid. If you click on buy ask on your dome, then you're going to maybe have a few tick slippage, but typically I'll click on the buy bid button. I think I'm gonna close at 2 points here. Just grab those 2 points here if I can get filled there. Hopefully it does. But again, there's some imbalances on the way down here when we tap back into this area of demand. There's a small area of, come on. Oh, maybe I'll probably pick up a little bit more than 2 points here. Right here, small area of demand right here. See price tap into it on the way back, pulls back, taps into it, imbalance right there. So I'm looking for, saw the rejection, got it, and went long. Okay. At the break of structure, pull back to a key area of demand, get the rejection, go long. Okay, we got filled there on one contract. It didn't fill my second order, so that's fine. First trade of the day, successful, but it was only on one contract. It's okay. So I got into the trade just a little late there. Didn't get filled on both my contracts, but it's okay though. I mean, that just happens sometimes. I noticed here on the looking at the Discord community, same. We got a few traders that took the same exact trade and did very well. So congrats to you guys as well for entering the same trade here on the pullback to this key area of demand right here. And you understand, those that understand, they can see the aggressive areas of buying. So again, it's a step-by-step process. You have to be able to look for a as part of the strategy. We got the breaker structure to the upside. You can see these areas of demand left behind, and demand again. All of this is aggressive buying coming out of a area once price breaks a swing to the upside here, and this was a breaker structure. So pull back, key area demand. There was one here, it pushed through it. Second one below it. You wait for the rejection, and if you got in, primarily you probably want to take the trade at the break right here at 54.5, and then take it back up. And if you got in 54.5, you came out pretty good. You was able to pick up 6 points or more, easy, if you took it back into the zone right here. So, all right, solid trade there. Again, congrats to those on the Discord community for posting and sharing your screenshots of the trade, same trade I just took, but actually did better. So again, congrats to you guys. So not a lot going on right now in the market. It's just kind of moving sideways. We have this, bullish break to the upside, push higher, breaking structure, pulling back to demand. So we got this low here. We got this high right here, and we got this low here in between this leg right here. So moving sideways right now in a range. I'm not sure what it's going to do. It's going to break out higher, or what it's going to try to do. There is that 42.70 area. That's a 70 and 40. I'm not sure if a lot of you know much about it, but they are hidden pivot levels in the markets. Learned that a long time ago. But again, I mean, the market is just moving sideways as it is right now. Building volume up here at the tops. So we'll see what happens. So I just want to show you as well. I didn't see this this morning, of course. Typically, I'm in the market looking around at 8 o'clock in the morning, my charts. That's Eastern time, but I didn't see this, and it was around 8:30, and that's typically on most days when we have a bit of news. But this was a demand setup right here. I'll show you. Price is moving to the upside here, pulls back here, okay, retraces. Break structure when it breaks above this area here, this high of 52.5, and then it pulls back. We have a key area of demand resting right here. You can see it pulls right back to this little area right here. Demand, aggressive buying, pulls back, boom, break to the upside. So for all those that have a hard time seeing it, let me show you. Okay, pushes up, okay, makes a new high, boom, pulls back, retraces, breaks higher, makes a new high, breaks above this area right here, above 52.5, and then it pulls back, and we have this demand area right here, okay? This little area right here where this aggressive buying came back up out of. Price taps right back into it, rejects it. When we get the full break of the candle in the opposite direction, you can go long, targeting where, top end up here, the high up here, okay? Or at least for price to start filling in some areas of imbalances, which there wasn't any imbalances in this area here, but it was a demand zone setup that was untested, imbalanced. So that makes it a high probability setup for me when I see a untouched or untested zone where there's an imbalance rested at a demand zone. Okay, so it came back to it, rejects, boom, breaks higher. Okay, so that was a demand setup for all those that missed it. But again, it did occur. Well, this was right at 5. Right close to 9 o'clock this morning, I'd say, about 8:55. So you possibly could have taken that trade right there. I missed it, though, and picked up. Let's say you got into the trade at the break of the top end of this candle right here, this red candle. the green candle that closed and broke above it. Say you got it here at 50 and price went on up to 56. So you could have picked up easy 4 or 5 points right there, pretty easy. And people always ask me, what do you see or how do you know when to actually get into or look for the market to shift in a sense? Like we're bullish now, right? So typically what I want to see is basically the market unfolding and breaking down, meaning if this was a break of structure to the upside, I want to see price come back down and take out this break of structure in the opposite direction. So basically closing below 42, 44 and a half. And that will let me know the market is, I'm not saying we don't know as far as retail traders, how long the trend is going to last, or when the trend shifts and it breaks in the opposite direction, how long that's going to last. We have to trade based on what the market is currently doing. So right now we're bullish, but the market was to come down here and break below this area here, 42, 44 and a half. That is basically a break of structure in the opposite direction, and I'll be looking for pullbacks to go short at that time until the market could turn back around and show me, that it wants to push higher. But as of right now, it's bullish to the upside. Now I'm trying to figure out what the market's trying to do here. It looks like it may try to break structure back to the upside again. We have this high sitting up here. Today's high, which is at 42.73 and 3/4. All right. We can see during London session, which was around this area right here, the market was also bullish. It was pushing to the upside. Sometimes what you'll see is that whatever happens in the London session, the market may shift and move in the opposite direction during the U.S. session. So far, we've been, even in the U.S. session, we've been breaking to the upside here. So very interesting to see what's going to take place here, if the market is going to continue breaking structure to the upside, or are we going to get a fold and the market turn back around and start moving lower? All right, so just waiting it out to see what's truly going to happen here. One trade in so far today. I possibly would have taken this trade here if I was sitting in front of my charts to go long, but that's okay. This was a solid entry right here off this demand zone to at least test this area right here, okay? Right here around 61. So we got the break of structure here to the upside, clearing this area here at 42.73 and 3/4. Small area demand resting right here, kind of high up on the upper portion of this swing or move to the upside. I typically like to see pullbacks to key areas of demand after the break of structure, somewhere tucked back lower on the lower portion of the leg that broke the swing or broke the area structure to the upside. So I'm not sure what the market's going to do here. We've been bullish, and we may kind of continue this trend throughout the whole day, being it's Friday. So I'm not sure if we're going to get a trend changer here or shift in the opposite direction today or not, but we'll see. I just, I like nice clean setups like this right here. Nice clean setup, pull back. I mean, if you got into this trade and were able to hold it and basically trail behind, and let's say you got in and say around here at 54 or even 55, you took it all up here to 73. I mean, you did very well. All right, so we're just continuing to push higher and higher. This is a very bullish day here on this Friday, June the 2nd. And yeah, I mean, there really hasn't been any pullbacks to allow us to, well, there really hasn't been much going on. You guys know that I look for breaker structure first, and then to get into either a supply or demand style or setup trade. And today has just been a very bullish day here. So maybe, all right, so I'm in for a short right now. I'm looking to take price down, possibly back down to around the 81 area. So, all right, I'm in this trade right now to the downside. Again, down to the 81 area, somewhere around there. So hopefully we break lower here. Started showing some rejection here at the top, and I'm just looking for price to come on down. Pick up a few points here on this trade entry here. So I'm gonna wait it out, see what happens. But we'll see. Come on, baby. Push on down. Fingers crossed, because we are and have been in a bullish trend to the upside. But I'm noticing some rejection here at the tops. Taking an entry, going short. and hopefully clear the 81 area. So let's see. Fingers crossed. You just have to be able to understand what the big banks are trying to do. You know, they're trying to fill areas of take out liquidity and, you know, fill areas coming back down. So, all right. Okay. It's come down to 82 so far. And I'm not sure if it's done yet. But we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't just... Now this is a... Let's see here. We got break instruction to the upside here. So price could come back and test this area where it's at now. Possibly. This is demand. But the imbalance back in this area here was actually filled. So I'm expecting it hopefully to push a little lower. And it may come down here and take out 80 as well. All right. I may... Come on, baby. I'm like 1-2 ticks away from filling my hitting my TP. Now it's pulling back. All right. So not quite sure. I'm going to stay in this trade and not move my profit target because I'm really, you know, really pretty solid that it's going to come down here and hit my TP. I mean, it's only like 2 ticks away. Now, yeah, 2 ticks away. Come on, baby. Let's see. Look at it pull. Pulled it right back. 1 tick now. Look at that. 1 tick away from hitting my TP. It always does this. This is how the market does. They know people have their stops resting at certain locations, like right here, right below 82. Look at it, it's hitting my TP now. Come on, baby. Look at it. It hit the TP 2 or 3 times and bounced. But it has not filled my order yet. I may take out and move my profit target at 1 tick just to, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, there we go. We got filled there. Another solid trade to the downside, okay? And I'm going to post this and throw it out there on Discord right quick. All right, so if you're interested in joining the Discord, find the link down in the description portion of this video. There'll be a link down there that says Discord. You know, click on it, invite yourself in. We got to get great community, you know, of traders that tune in on a daily. And, you know, we kind of post screenshots of our entries. We discuss levels and zones. So it's just a great community where we try to help each other out. If you got general questions about the future markets, you can ask as well. What did I say? Look at it. It came down here and it's testing that 80 area, and I figured it's going to run liquidity, or it's going to run the back end of this swing right here before deciding what it wants to do. I mean, it bounced right off of 80. I just mentioned that. So it may come down here, swipe right below it, and then take off back to the upside. Not sure 100%, but again, that was a good setup there, going short. Okay. So not a lot of opportunities right now so far today, you know, with the bullish push to the upside here. But I saw the opportunity, the rejection at the tops there off the 4 range. And, you know, some people always say, well, how do you know it's rejection? I mean, you can see prices pushed up here once, twice try to go up there, 3 times try to go up there. It's rejection. So, you know, I waited for price to break a little lower and took my shot going on a pullback going long, pretty much, excuse me, short, back down. It came right back down, tick to tick here on at 42.80. I would suspect that it's going to come back down here. This might be a little pullback. I would think that it may come down here and break below 42.80 just by a few ticks, but we'll see here what happens. 2 trades in on today so far. Just picking up a few points, and but it's Friday. You know, I'm not going to complain. You take what you can get on the daily. Wait patiently for the setups, and you know, shoot your shot. That's the thing. But the biggest part of what I'm trying to explain to people, want people to understand, is don't just jump into a trade because you think the market is pushing higher and trending in one direction. That doesn't mean all the time you just have to be in a long position. You know, there are opportunities to take shorts as well. I say this, the biggest part in what you need to understand about the markets is, look, you can't just jump in. It is the institution's goal, the big banks. They want to make you think that the market is so bullish that you jump into a trade going long and then they're going to stop you out. They know where people are placing their stops at, okay? Whether it's buy stops or sell stops. You know, they call it, buy side sell, or just say buy stops, sell stops, okay? So they know when people went short right here. They know their buy stops right here. They know people who went long right here. There are sell stops right there. And they're going to run those areas, okay? Because they just want to stop traders out. That's their goal, you know, to capture money, collect money or liquidity, and keep the market moving in a solid direction. So like I said, they may come down here, run this area here just to push the market back higher, okay? They did the same right here, say for instance. They pushed the market pushed down here. You possibly got into trades here going short. They go back up there, stop traders out here on the buy side, hit those buy side stops, and then they push the market lower. So, you know, they're just pushing and pulling. They're moving in one direction, they hit stops, moving back in the opposite direction, hit stops, and then they just keep the market moving that way. Okay, so understand and think like the big banks is what I'm trying to tell you in the end all of all things. Understand that part there. So not too much going on in today's session. I took 2 trades. Like I said, I'm okay with that. It's cool. If you're interested in joining, I'm going to go ahead and close the video out here. Join our Discord. Find the link down in the description portion of the video. But I can't stress it anymore, guys. You have to really understand what the big banks, the institutions are really trying to accomplish, all right? What they want to do is they want to grab areas of liquidity, okay? And also they want to stop traders out, whether it be buy side stops, hitting those stops, sell side stops, doesn't really matter, okay? They want to stop you out. They know where people have their stops at, all right? But the biggest thing is, say for instance, I stress this, if you see moves happening to where they have, the banks are running areas of liquidity and there are imbalances left behind, just think of those as orders that are left behind and wait for price to come back to it, okay? They're going to come back and fill those orders at some point, okay? Understand that. So the strategy of how I trade centers around supply and demand. I'm looking for breaks of structure, number one, and I'm looking for price to come back to key areas of demand or supply. In this case here, because we're so bullish, I'd be looking for price to come back to key areas of demand, just as I did this morning on this trade entry right here, okay? And I mentioned there was another opportunity that unfolded right here at 852. I didn't get into that trade, but when price pushed up, left behind this area of demand right here, it pulls back. I was looking for that to go long, okay? Why? Because it's a break of structure, key area demand. There was an imbalance resting right here. So they have to come back and fill orders, you know. Even though they come back there, that doesn't mean, I'm not saying that they're going to immediately just, the market's going to skyrocket, but they're going to come back and it gives me an opportunity to get into a long position, all right? So just understand that, how it works. But again, if you're a first-time viewer here on this channel and you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting on? Please take the time to go ahead and click on the red subscribe button down below. Make sure to click on the bell next to the sub button, okay? And turn on all your post notifications. That will ensure that you never miss one of the uploads here on the video. But the most important thing, if you love the content here on the channel, please drop a like by clicking on the thumbs up like button. I would definitely appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and have a great weekend. And again, those 2 trades that I took, I put them out there on the Discord community. At least one of them I know for sure. I'm not sure if I was able to capture this one here. But the last trade that I took short, I posted on the Discord. So that's the thing about the Discord, is that we have a great community of traders that come together and we collectively share screenshots and discuss our trade entries, you know. So we post them out there so that other individuals who want to become part of the community can see where we're taking our trades from, get understanding of the levels and zones that we're taking interest in. That's all I have for you guys. See you in the next one.